just a game of the week.
I think this game is going to end up just like our last three. It's going to come down to the last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
This week in practice, we've made sure we're well prepared for the formations that they run because they do a lot of funky stuff.
This district is, I would say, definitely one of the most competitive districts in the state.
They have a pretty good defense, but I think we can pick apart and find holes.
What they're doing with their program, after going 1-9, I think what they're doing is great.
I think everyone's just a lot more hungry this year.
We have something to prove, we want to prove that we are like dogs this season.
Yeah, they want to prove they're dogs. Well, the fans were ready to watch those dogs bite. Early first quarter, instead of dogs, Westwood looked like they had a break dancer on the squad. Nate Anderson spun through the air and spun in the end zone. Vista Ridge responded with a 1-yard score, but that Warriors offense was clicking. The quick screen went to Oliver Yu, and I like to call him Oliver You-Know, as in you know he's going to find the end zone. So how'd the Rangers respond? Well, how about with a passing score of their own? Kyle Brown to Maximus Clark, and Maximus got the maximum amount of points on that play. Westwood led going into the half, but Vista Ridge came out with the win. Final score 49-42. We'll have more from our game of the week a little later in the show. Now down at Burger Stadium, the Lake Travis band had plenty of reason to play some celebratory jams. After running one in on their first play from scrimmage, the Cavs took to the air for their second TD. Future Longhorn Hudson Card launched the ball 40 yards in the air with just a flick of the wrist. He made it look easy. It's not. Senior Grayson Sandlin hauled that one in. Then it was back to the ground game. Marcelo Alanis made his way in for his second score of the first half. Lake Travis makes it 3 wins in a row. Final in that one, 49-zip. Let's go to the scoreboard for the first time tonight. A few 6A scores for you. Leander trails Cedar Ridge 49-27 in the fourth quarter of a high-scoring game. And Round Rock put up 56 in a win over McNeil. To Leander ISD, where Hutto's game against Lamar, a school in Houston, was canceled, of course, due to the weather. We're sending our good thoughts to that school and many others down there. And MANOR is going to beat another Houston school, St. Pius. That score is currently 53-7 in the fourth quarter. Time to get back to the highlights. And up north, we got to see some state champs take the field. The guys at Pflugerville hosted reigning 4A state champs La Vega this evening. Last year, when the Pirates played our local guys, it wasn't pretty. That 61-14 loss was the most lopsided defeat of the Panthers season. But it's a new year, and you know the guys from Pflugerville enter tonight looking for payback. They wouldn't get it. This was a tough night for the Panthers again. La Vega showed us why they are a contender to win another state championship. The Pirates offense moved the ball on the ground and through the air. The good news for Pflugerville, well, they'll get a shot at a district win next week. The bad news, tonight's game is one that they'd like to forget. Final score, 61-zip. Out at Gupton, Cedar Park lined up against Cinco Ranch, a school from just outside of Houston. The Timberwolves entered halftime with a big lead, but came out of it with fumbleitis. They coughed up the ball early in the third. Cinco Ranch took over, and on the first play of that possession, check this out, they gave the ball back to Cedar Park. Adam Higgins with the scoop and the score. And keep your eyes on him, guys. He is not going to give that ball up. The T-Wolves win big in this one. Final score, 51-3. Back to the scoreboard, a couple of local teams hosting schools from out of town. San Marcos and East Central are tied late in the, actually not tied late in the fourth. They are now in overtime in that one. 35-35 is the score. And St. Michael's failed at Village. Final score in that one, 34-16. A few more scores, and look at this. Two of the exact same final score on the screen right now. Seguin tops Reagan 44-6, and Dripping Springs tops Travis also 44-6. Keep the scores coming. Crockett earned their first win of the season last week, and now they are on a win streak. The Cougars are on top of Lanier 52-zip in the fourth, and Lockhart topped Medina Valley 17-7. Guys, we have now updated you on 13 local scores, but as you can see, well, we have even more to come in the show. One of the best defenses in the state was in action. A few local teams made a day trip out to College Station, and we will reveal our Band of the Week winners. We have all that and more straight ahead. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Now, as a former linebacker, I always keep my eyes open for good defense, and it's hard to imagine a better defense than the one at Vandergrift. Entering tonight, the Vipers had only given up 7 points all season long, but that was before they faced Hendrickson. It was actually the Hawks defense that made the first big play in this game this evening. Now, in the Animal Kingdom, I don't know if Hawks eat Vipers, but I know the Hendrickson defense had no problem gobbling up that interception. Oftentimes, turnovers lead to points, and that's exactly what happened here. James Hester Jr., whose mom, Talisa, was one of our Moms of the Week earlier this year, scored that touchdown, and you know Talisa's proud. But the Vipers would strike back. Drew Dawson scrambled around a little bit, then lobbed one up to Traymon Gowsey. Vandergrift got that score, and they got the win. Final score in this one, 28-21. Up north, we saw the Bird Bowl, Salado versus Taylor. That's the Eagles versus the Ducks. First half, and check this out, Taylor had some duck luck. The ball slipped out of the quarterback's hands, bounced forward, then the QB recovered his own fumble. That's one way to get a first down. The drive did not lead to points, but this did. The misdirection goes off right tackle on the right sideline, and 74 yards later, Salado was up 7-zip. But Taylor responded with some misdirection of their own. Jason Martinez to Ryan Barkutch to the corner to the end zone. The reverse tied this one in the first quarter. Let's see what the score is now. Oh, Salado goes on to beat the Ducks 24-21. More scores for you. Yo, Tops Giddings, they're up 42-27 in the fourth. Something crazy could happen there, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and get the win. Navarro, we know, got the win, 55-22 over LaGrange. More scores coming your way. Canyon Lake 54, Smithville 28. That game's in the fourth quarter. Looks like it will be a Canyon Lake win. That's 2 straight losses for Smithville. Wimberley up on Fredericksburg 48-31 in the fourth quarter of that one. Out at Lago Vista, the 2-1 Vikings hosted an undefeated Llano team. And if you're a fan of offense, well, the Yellow Jackets are a team that you might enjoy. Entering week 4, Llano averaged 47 points a game, which was by far the highest mark in the district. But would that high-scoring offense produce the same tonight on the road? That's the question. Here's the answer. The game actually started with the Lago Vista offense taking charge. Logan Parsons took the handoff and ran over, around, under, and through defenders en route to a 70-yard run down the right sideline. Now, Logan didn't make it to the end zone, but he did set up a touchdown, kind of like Llano's Jared Beasley, who took the first-half screen pass down the left sideline and deep into the red zone. He didn't score on that play either, but the Yellow Jackets punched it in shortly after. Llano entered this game undefeated. Ooh, they're going to have to fight to stay that way. Right now, they trail Lago Vista by a touchdown. It is 35-28 in the fourth quarter. More scores, you want them? Good, we got them. Lampass is up 20 on Lavernia, 48-28, the fourth quarter score there. Manor New Tech, oh my goodness. They're going to want to forget that game against Burnet. Burnet wins that one 52-8. More scores coming your way. Eastside Memorial blank so far against John Paul II, scoring that one 42-zip in the fourth. ROSEBUD-LOTT also has a 0 on the scoreboard against JARRELL. We'll see if those are going to be shutouts and huge wins. Now, the guys from Rouse entered the evening still searching for their first win of 2019. Tonight, that search traveled out east to College Station. The Raiders lined up against undefeated A&M Consolidated, hoping to shock the world, or at least that part of the state. The upset, though, didn't happen, thanks in part to A&M Consolidated's Brian Darby. This kid is committed to play his college ball at OU, so there are a few reasons for local fans not to like him. But I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot about him in the future. Here's a bright spot, though, for the guys from Rouse. Check out that defense swarming to the ball, led by linebacker Lane Breshahan. He led the charge. It was a nice play for the Raiders, but not a nice final score. Rouse falls 42-3. Also out east, Hyde Park traveled to Rockdale. This one got out of hand in a hurry. Early on, Rockdale quarterback Jace Robinson dialed up the deep ball for Kobe Mitchell. Yeah, that was caught. That would set up a touchdown a few plays later. A 32-point first quarter. It was just the beginning. Rockdale went on to win this game 66-7. More scores coming your way. Academy on top of Florence in the fourth quarter, 56-7. Rice on top of, well, actually, Rice beat Luling 28-16, the final in that one. More scores coming your way. Lexington falls in this one 52-6 against Hearn. Randolph beat Blanco by a touchdown, 14-7, the final score out there. Now, guys, as many of you know, Friday nights are not just about the players on the field. They're also about the cheerleaders, the trainers, and, of course, the bands. Every week this season, we're going to showcase one local group as our Friday Football Fever Band of the Week. The group that earned that honor in Week 4 is the band from LBJ. They've made a habit of playing loud and proud and keeping fans on their feet. Now, in this performance we're about to show you, they didn't just use musical instruments. They literally screamed at the tops of their lungs. Take a listen. Welcome back. Earlier in the show, we all heard from Vista Ridge and Westwood leading up to our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. Then we saw the highlights, but those only tell part of the story. My friend Emily Giangreco joins us now from Dragon Stadium with post-game reaction from tonight's 13-6A showdown. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, the biggest takeaway from this game is to never give up. Vista Ridge goes into halftime after a Hail Mary pass that makes them down only by 2 points, and then they come back and they score 30 straight points. It was amazing to witness. It was amazing to see a comeback team. Even though they weren't down by much, they never gave up. So I had a chance to talk with head coach Rodney Vincent after the game and ask him, what do you tell your guys going into a game like that? Down by 2, going into the second half, what do you tell your guys in that locker room?
Well, what I told them is we had made a lot of errors ourselves. Westwood's a high-powered offense, and with all the mistakes we made, I said, guys, we're just down by 2. Let's fix what we can do, and we've been really good in the third, fourth quarter of the last 3 ball games. So I told them we've got to get back to what we learned in the offseason about toughness and grinding it out, and so I was proud of them for finishing the game like they did.
When I had a chance to talk with you earlier in the week and the players, you guys mentioned that you started off slow in the past 3 games. Do you feel like you did that again tonight?
I definitely offensively. They did a good job. You know, they played to win the field position, and we didn't capitalize on what we needed to early on. That's a good offensive football team over there, and they did. They capitalized in that first half. But I was proud of our guys for staying the course. We got that big Hail Mary right before half, which was a big deal. Lifted our team too.
And I also talked to him about the defense making huge plays, putting on pressure for Westwood. So now Vista Ridge they can remain undefeated. They get their 2nd win in their division, and they're going to continue to hope to continue to win. For now, live here at Dragon Stadium, Emily Giangreco. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Emily. Well, guys, don't go anywhere. Coming up, we still have to show you our Mom of the Week, and we have more highlights and score updates. And very soon, I'm going to give out 3 of these Friday Football Fever T-shirts to 3 lucky viewers. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to ask my friend Jake Garcia to come on here and take a picture.
It's the best one yet.
The best one yet. You hear that? All right. The way I'm going to pick our 3 winners is I'm going to post that on social media. My page is at Jeff Jones Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm going to look at all the comments and at random pick one person who commented on that picture and who is following me. Also, I'd like to say a congrats to Angel, Derek, and Jesus who won their Friday Football Fever T-shirts last week. We'll see you right back after this. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. It is now time for me to bring in my friend Jake Garcia. And Jake, earlier this week, one local team actually won a national contest and earned a special shout out from a football legend.
And they deserved every single bit of it. Texas School for the Deaf here in Austin was given a $10,000 grant because of their innovative approach to football. I mean, check this out. Their coach bangs a drum 2 times before each play, and that serves as their height call. We'll show you their highlights here in a sec, but first, a congratulatory message from Peyton Manning.
Hey Rangers, Peyton Manning here. Congratulations on being named the 2019 Smarter Football Grant recipient. We're honored to recognize the coaches and players at the Texas School for the Deaf for your contributions to the game, especially in the heart of Texas, where football means so much to communities.
So the Rangers will be upgraded with new helmet technology, pads, other equipment tonight, looking for their first win of the season. On the second play from scrimmage, here we go. Russell Road, a pick 6 for number 6, and the Rangers strike first. The coaching staff communicating in sign language, not much different from the way every other team does it. And I don't care what language we're operating in. Road, a universal symbol for talented. His second touchdown of the day. Just the beginning for Texas School for the Deaf. 62-0 winners over Atlas Homeschool. Let's pivot to the park. House Park. Westlake taking on Austin, and that 3 QB system still doing its thing for the Shaps. Already leading 14-0 in the first, and raindrop. Kirkland Michaud, Mason Mangum. Westlake goes up 3 scores. Charles Wright and the Maroons looking for the answer. And you're going to see the wrong decision here from Wright. It's Sage Luther on the pick. A hefty return sets up this. Michaud to Ryan Lindley. Coming across your screen, the Chaps scored 35 in the second quarter last week, 35 in the first quarter tonight. And here's Zane Minor is going to put the finishing touches on things. First the stutter, then the sidestep.
Ooh, look at him.
Minor's not looking like a minor on that one. Hey, yo. Westlake continues its torrid start to the season. 63-8 is the final damage over Austin.
Jake, thanks for those highlight scores, and I think I heard a Migos reference there.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks for all of that. I got to be honest. Drop top. I got to be honest with you, though, man. This next part of the show is really what I've been looking forward to all night long. It's time to present another one of our Mom of the Week awards. This award is a way of us helping some local kids say thanks to some of their most supportive and hardest working fans, their moms. This week, our award made the trip out to Bowie High School, where we saw this amazing moment.
This is for you. Thank you for everything you do. I love you. Everyone here appreciates you. Thank you for everything, Mom.
Mary Flores has been Booster Club president for the past 2 years. Her son plays on the team, but all 230 of these kids feel like her family. From helping run the football program to being a mother figure for all, Mary says she never imagined she would be awarded Mom of the Week, and she is just grateful for all the amazing people who surround her.
Shocked. But I mean, I was on the phone with you a few minutes ago. This is amazing. This is wonderful. We have an incredible group of volunteers. I'm happy to be just one of many. And it's easy to volunteer when you have the coaches that we have and the players that we have. Oh, man. And the kid that we have. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats to her. And guys, next week we debut a new segment. It is our Scholar Athlete of the Month. So if you know a student who gets it done on the field or court and in the classroom, he or she could be a great candidate for our Scholar Athlete of the Month award. Our friends at Lorenz & Lorenz are helping us recognize some amazing student athletes with this award and with a $1,000 scholarship. If you'd like to nominate an exceptional student, you can do so at KVUE.com/Scholar Athlete of the Month. We'll be right back after this. Each and every week, we see thousands of plays on high school football fields, and each and every week, we narrow those down to our 3 favorites as our Friday Football Fever Save of the Week nominees. Our first nominee comes from a pair that we've seen before, Drew Dawson and Traymon Gowsey. Drew lobbed it up, and Trey climbed the invisible ladder, caught the ball, and was able to hang on to it even after he fell awkwardly. Let me be the first to tell you, an average receiver isn't coming down with that grab.
Well, we call these plays big saves, Jeff, and I think it's because you save the best ones for me every single week. You saw this one earlier, Zane. Minor's the stutter, then the split.
Ooh.
Slow it down for you because our editors are better than yours. Don't let the last name fool you. Minor's a grown man. Westlake rolls again.
And last up, I have to show some love to the defensive guys. Cedar Park forced a fumble, and Adam Higgins knows the rule. When you see the ball on the ground, first you scoop, then you score. Adam took the ball all the way to the sideline. I'm sure they made him give that back, but Adam, if you win this award, I promise we'll let you keep it forever. Now that we've shown you the nominees, it's time for you to do your job. That's to go to my Twitter page, @JeffJonesSports. You'll see a recent poll there where all of those nominees are listed. You vote in that poll, we'll tally up the votes and reveal our winner Tuesday in the 6 p.m. show. For Jake and Emily, I'm Jeff. We'll see you right back here tomorrow with even more local sports news.